Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being American, and YouTube Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's episode of Unscripted. Already in the chat, channel member JPRPH1. Channel member, the tired midnight blogger Curtis Selby. Host of Films with Friends, the creator of the 10-word review, Big Al Presents. Channel member Space Fraggle. I want to say hello to everyone currently joining us on Twitter. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Darkwoods Presents in the house. Well, I hope so too. All right. Well, folks, here we are, the beginning of another week, or the end of one, judging by how you care to consider it. Now, as we know, the current administration is on its way out the door. However, it seems that they are planning to fire a few more warning shots before they go. Now, after telling us that he was going to do the opposite, President Biden did exactly what we figured he was going to do, which was to pardon his son of all criminal charges, including those that haven't been brought up yet. Now, it doesn't surprise me that he did it. I am kind of surprised that he did it so soon. I figured it was going to be a parting shot as he literally went out the door. But it seems, no, it's kind of makes me wonder, what else does he have planned? Who else is he going to pardon along the way? He's got plenty of people to choose from, doesn't he? A lot of people that he's willing to let off the hook. I am happy that the adults are once again back in the room. On the other hand, they're not in there yet. Not for another month. I don't trust the current administration. I have made no bones about that on this broadcast. And I am concerned about what further damage they can do in the meantime. how much more of our money are they going to piss down the toilet? And what kind of damage is their party willing to do once Trump gets into office? Because, and as Dark Woods has said here in the chat, they have already said they're going to do everything they can to sabotage the incoming administration. And this isn't something petty, like removing all of the W's from all of the computers, like they did when George W. Bush took office. It's not going to be anything like that. It's going to be something far more insidious. Now, I am hoping that it doesn't come to that. Dark Woods. Because I think this is a thought that we need to keep in the back of our minds. Sinister is indeed a word. And I do not trust these people. I do not trust the people who back them. I am not surprised that the president pardoned his son. I would also not be surprised if there was some kind of attempt to foul up the incoming administration. I'm not going to go so far as to say that they would attempt a coup or martial law or something, but it's possible. I think that if they were going to try and remove Biden and install Kamala Harris anyway, I think their time for doing that is done. So that was a bit of a surprise that they didn't try it. But it is time for the adults to come back into the room. It is time to actually drain the swamp, quote unquote. I don't have all of the answers. Anything I would say at this point would be speculation. One possible future. But in recent years, I have seen things I didn't think I would see. I've heard things I didn't think I would hear. I never expected the news media to be as one-sided as they are. I never expected Hollywood. Hollywood has always been left. But back in the day, they knew when to be quiet. And I'm not saying that these people can't have their opinions. That's not what this is about. For their own sakes, to stay quiet. And now you're seeing what you're seeing now with box office going down. I was listening to part of Chris Gore's show, the Film Threat channel, Versus. And they got into a segment where they were talking about the movies that had been released in 1982. And they went down a pretty lengthy list. And they're all bangers. I mean, even the movies that were not as good or maybe didn't do as well, I would still put up against anything that was released today. Now, you got to understand, this was at a time this was at a time when, maybe the most you paid for a movie was $5. And you didn't have to sell your house to buy concessions, which it feels like you have to do now. So, I mean, if you hear the list of films that came out in 1982, and you think of the movies, and then you think of the movies that were released this year, and will they be remembered 42 years later? And I don't think a lot of them will. And hello to Aged Boomer. If you stay after the show, you will be redirected to his channel for Geeky Geezers, 10 at 9. Now, there are supposed to be people who are supposed to be unbiased. That very clearly are in the news media. There are people in, it was Hollywood's job to entertain us at the darkest of times. Again, this is something that they willingly chose not to do. And I think they realize that with the outcome of the last election, that they no longer have that influence that they thought they had. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's time for these people to get knocked down a peg. They have proven time and again that they have no respect for the people who put them in office. They have no respect for the people who made them famous. Now, I see the pardoning of Hunter Biden as an insult along those lines. How stupid do these people think we are that we are not seeing through their BS? And I think that there are enough of us remaining who see through it. It is the fact that they thought that they could get away with it. Well, I mean, they have gotten away with it. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We going to arrest the guy? We don't have the power to do that. Now, they can say that we're crazy, that we're uneducated, that we are too dim to see their brilliance. They can throw all of the schoolyard insults at us that they want, but we see through their BS. Once conspiracy theories started to come true, and hail to Fluff Chick Productions. Once conspiracy theories cease being conspiracies and cease being theories and become fact, all those years, oh, the CIA didn't kill Kennedy. Oh no, the FBI wasn't involved. Oh no, this is all conspiracy theory. This is all conjecture. All of this stuff turned out to be true. That's why they have hidden all of this for so long. Now, when the next administration gets into office, I think we're going to be seeing some changes. And I think we're going to see some of these three-letter agencies fall by the wayside. And I think it's about time that that took place. I think there are some people out there who are afraid for their jobs right now, who should be. We have the nominee for FBI director, Manning Kash Patel, who has already publicly stated, on day one, the first thing he is going to do is send all these FBI agents who are sitting in their offices in the Hoover building out to do what they're supposed to be doing, which is law enforcement, being cops, and sending them out to do their jobs and turn the Hoover building into a museum for the deep state. And if he gets in and if he does do that on day one, I am here for it, my friend. The adults are back in the room. Hollywood figured that out on election day. They figured it out. And they're doing one of two things right now. They're shutting up, or they're getting out of the country. And to the ones who want to leave the country, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Goodbye. We no longer need you, you traitors. Go to some communist country with your pronouns and with your attitude and see which happens to you first. Are you going to get pitched off of a building, or are you going to be beheaded? Good luck to you. Oh, we're going to move to London. Okay, move to London and get stabbed. Good luck. And don't say that we didn't warn you. Because we did. And what did you do? You hurled schoolyard taunts at us. That is how I saw through them. Because it was the same rhetoric, the same verbiage that I heard 30 and 40 years ago when I was in school. And nothing has changed because they don't want change. They say they want change. They say move forward. They throw all these buzzwords and phrases out at us. They don't want that. Here's why. They need us at each other's throats. Because that's how they make their money. They need us divided by race. They need us divided by class. They divide us because it is easier to rule a divided people. And hello to our man from the future, Sashi. Good to see you, sir. They need us divided. They need us at each other's throats. They need us to fight each other. Because you want to know what the second reason for that is? Population control. They start all the fights. We do all the dying. And they can say, hey, we didn't fire a shot. They did that to themselves. And oh, by the way, they're probably bigots. And that's the attitude. But the good news is the adults are back in the room now. And maybe some things will change. And maybe some people who are in certain offices are going to get taken out of those offices. And put into jobs that they are qualified for. Like standing at the drive-in window and asking me if I want extra fries with that. we have been surrounded by these people who are the true grifters. And hello to Tim. And also hello to my partner in crime, the toxic gunslinger, the man who cannot be killed, Outlaw Bill. No, I wouldn't want him cooking my food either, honestly. Now, we have people who have been in charge of these three-letter agencies. And they are all about to get replaced. And I think it's high time that that happened, because these people who call us grifters, they are the ones who have been doing all the grifting. And take care, Sashi. Now, we see through their BS. They locked us up in our homes for 2 years. And they were the ones who said to each other, resist. Hashtag resist, hashtag woke. The difference to that was we were the ones who woke up. We saw through the haze. We saw what was really going on. And we saw through all of this misinformation that we were getting on a daily basis. And here we are. We were forced to find other means of communication. And we did that. I came here because I was no longer willing to listen to the authoritarian left. And I saw through their lies and their racism and their corruption. And they'll keep doing it for right now. But come next month, it's going to be the dawn of a new day. Hunter Biden is safe for right now. But how long before he screws up again? And yes, these are sneaky people. But we know what their tactics are now, don't we? Be vigilant. Watch your back. Watch your front. Make sure you have good peripheral vision. Watch out for your neighbors, and they'll watch out for you. Do not let these people poison your minds. Do not let them poison your bodies. Because I see a new day coming. I see light at the end of the tunnel. We got a ways to go, but we'll get there. And if my fate should be that I do not reach that point with you, I want you to remember what I have said. In the 91 hours of this show. We have a chance now to make a difference. You have a voice. Use it. You are worth a damn. Never let anyone tell you different. Your life is your own. You're not hurting anyone. You're not hurting yourselves. Live your life as you see fit. Will the phrase toxic fandom go away in 2025? I hope it does. Because that's just another label that they put on us. These people who keep talking about not labeling people and yet walk around labeling themselves and everyone else, that should have been a clue to you. I know who watches my channel because I hear from you. Young, old, black, white, straight, gay. You're welcome. I'm not saying I'm a safe space, because I'm not. But I'll hear you out. We are the ones who have to stick together. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. And maybe I don't get there with you. But for as long as I am here, I am going to keep telling you the truth. I'm going to come back here every week and explain the world the way I see it. I don't have all the answers. I have the same questions you do. Together we'll find out the answers. They think they got to win this week. You didn't win shit, kid. You're going to be back in cuffs. Daddy ain't always going to be around to save you. You got a name and you got some money. So what? You can do something good with it, or you can be a waste of space. You got away this round, kid. But before I'm through, I think I'm going to see you in cuffs again. Because you don't know any better. When all your political support is gone, and all of your Hollywood friends bail on you like the cowards that they are, you're going to end up back in a cell. And maybe it's going to be a cell that your buddies are not going to let you get out of because they decided to cut you loose. Because right off the top of my head, I can think of a few people who that very thing happened to. Do the math, punk. Do not believe their lies. Believe the truth that you see with your own eyes. The crooks and the traitors have exposed themselves. All they are a bunch of schoolyard bullies, and that is all they will ever be. These people do not have a moral leg to stand on. There's going to be a new day coming. You have a voice. Use it. Hashtag wallets closed. Hashtag walk away. Hashtag be the competition. Hit the rewind button, Darth Plato. I'm about to wrap it up. Thank you for being here. I want to thank everyone who joined us today on X. I can't see you, but I know that you're there. Stay tuned to the end of the show. You will be redirected to Aged Boomer's channel for Geeky Geezers. Thank you for being here tonight, Boomer. Also, Darkwoods presents the tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby. Space Fraggle, Connie Cleary, our man from the future, Sashi. The man who named tonight's episode, FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. My partner in crime, Outlaw Bill. JP RPH1, who's the first one here. Big Al presents from HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond. Good night, take care, stay strong, be safe, because this is how we win.